Dude, I'm wearing a nice shirt. I have to record a video. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm gonna put like 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Um, Good. Sounds working good? Awesome. Because I have really cool case study to share with you guys. This is a client we literally onboarded at the very start of 2019. They weren't doing any Facebook ads, so we literally had a fresh start to 2019 with them. And now, looking over that entire 2019, it's really cool to see the progress of it. So you can see over January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, spent 96,860. If you do the math on that, it comes out to around 8K a month. So spending around $8,000 a month. And then if you look at the revenue generated, we did around $408,000 in revenue. And I want to reiterate that this is, a brand new company on Facebook ads. These are people that had not run any sort of Facebook ads, any sort of Instagram ads, basically getting started completely fresh. They were obviously doing sales outside of it. This wasn't a brand new company. But the fact that they literally didn't even have the Facebook pixel on their website. So they were basically starting data-wise on Facebook from scratch. We had a lot of, Facebook and Instagram profile data to play with. We had a lot of previous customer data to play with. But yeah, they were literally starting completely fresh. And, doing $400,000 in their first year with Facebook ads at a 4.22 return on ad spend, that's pretty good. I think there's a lot of brands that could benefit from doing an extra $400,000 a year, if you aren't using Facebook ads at all, or if you aren't using them correctly, And I want to reiterate, this is not a massive $1 million brand. To my knowledge, at the start of 2019, or for their entire 2018, I'm pretty sure they had only done like 500K in revenue. So 2019, they literally doubled, or at least doubled their company from adding us on, having us help them manage their Facebook and Instagram ads. So I thought I'd do a case study video of this in the group, kind of break down some of the strategies, some of the mindset behind the way that we came into this account, the way we structured it, and the way that we scaled it, because we definitely weren't spending 8K a month at the start. It definitely took some testing, took some time to scale things up. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So if you've been following me for a while, if you've been following my teachings with Facebook ads, you'll know that the way that I structure campaigns is basically in 3 steps. There's the top of the funnel, which is new customer prospecting. You can see if I drag this out, that's this campaign. New customer prospecting. These are people that have never heard about this company. They've never interacted with their website, never interacted with their Facebook or Instagram pages, completely brand new people. And we're basically trying to get them to purchase right away. And this is an e-commerce company, their products are priced in like the $40 to $80 range. So, well, it's not like a massive high ticket purchase. It's definitely not something that it's like a really simple, impulse purchase, maybe something like $5 or $10. So we did have to be a bit creative there. So that's the very top, new customer prospecting. The layer below that is then going to be retargeting. Retargeting people that have visited the website, the social media pages, interacted with the brand basically in some way, and basically trying to push them over the edge. So really common examples with an e-commerce company, retargeting people that have maybe, added an item to their cart but didn't purchase. Maybe they viewed a specific product page. Maybe they've been following them on Instagram for a while. Maybe they've been liking a bunch of their Facebook posts. All of those are people that we consider warm audiences, and they kind of just need that final push to get over the fence for them to eventually be able to purchase. And it's obviously going to be a lot easier to get them to give them that push than trying to convince someone who's brand new, if that makes sense. And then finally, the very bottom of the funnel, we're basically going to be doing loyalty campaigns. So targeting people that have maybe already purchased from you in the past, already transacted with you, or kind of like I said before, maybe they've been interacting with you for a lot longer period of time versus someone that maybe just likes one Instagram photo, and that qualifies as an interaction. The loyalty campaign is really for like the die-hard fans, the long-time followers. And honestly, for a lot of companies that have like been around for a while but haven't really been using Facebook ads, or haven't used them at all, the loyalty campaigns are like literally like the easiest money you will ever make. Like, it's literally people that know about you, they like you, they trust you. They have all of the signs of a great buyer. They just kind of need that reminder to maybe a reminder that you exist, a reminder that they could potentially buy from you if they were just reminded of it. So if you look at the breakdown, I've done multiple iterations of each of these. I've actually kept one new customer prospecting campaign, the post-purchase retargeting. That's the loyalty campaign. I just had another name for it. Looks like I had one of those. And then retargeting, I had two of them just because we were doing, this one had like some technical problems, so ignore this one just because the amount spent is a lot higher. So if I sort by this, you can see that the majority of the spend went into the loyalty campaign. That's this one. So we spent around $42,000. And if we look, we earned back around $165,000, which is around a 3.93 ROAS. And a really big mistake that I see a lot of kind of earlier stage Facebook advertisers and a lot of, maybe not as marketing inclined companies make is that they're going to focus so much on what I call like marketing data. So obviously, if I scroll over here, you can see all of these things like the number of clicks that we got, the number of, or the percentage of people that clicked on the link, the cost per click, the cost per 1,000 impressions, all of these different sorts of things that definitely have their place in marketing. But when it comes to truly evaluating your marketing efforts, the only thing that should be on your mind as an advertiser, as an entrepreneur, as a marketer, whatever, should be how much money did I put into this and how much money did I earn back? And if you aren't able to answer that question very accurately at pretty much any time, you're basically going to have a very hard time scaling at all. If you don't have that level of insight into your funnel, if you don't have that level of tracking, it's basically going to be impossible to scale because you're going to have no idea. You're never going to be able to say, okay, this is working, let's put more money into this, or this one is not working, so let's cut the budget on that one. It's really important to have your funnel structured correctly, that you're able to track a lot of these things. And that's the nice part about working with marketing partners like us or an agency that knows what they're doing, is that they're going to be able to help you with that tracking. They're going to be able to ideally create a funnel that allows you to see every step in the customer's journey so that you know where you're losing people, what's working well, what isn't, what needs to be changed, what needs to be optimized, things like that. So these things definitely have their place, but I just see so many people getting like obsessed with these numbers. Like, I see people ask like all the time in the group, they're like, it's like, how do I lower my cost per click? Or it's like, how do I get like the cheapest impressions on Facebook? And it's like, okay, it's like you could ask those questions, or you could ask, how can I make the most money for my campaigns? Because like literally just looking at this, you can see here that the loyalty campaign has a 3.93 return on ad spend, which if you didn't know, that basically means for every dollar we put into this campaign, we earn back $3.93. So if we put in $100, we earn back $393. If we look at the campaign below that, the new customer prospecting, so people brand new, this one has a higher return on ad spend, which I'll get into the reasons why for a little bit. But the thing I want to illustrate here is we're earning more profit per dollar invested in the new customer prospecting. But if you look at all the marketing metrics, they're theoretically worse. The click-through rate on the new customer prospecting versus the loyalty is worse. It's lower. It's more expensive to buy these clicks. They're around 68 cents. These are 52 cents. The cost per 1,000 impressions is worse. It's costing $10 to reach 1,000 people versus $8.59. And even the frequency is worse. People in this audience are seeing the ads more than all of these. And if you weren't in so focused on the profit, you would look at this and think like, oh, this campaign, this one's got to be the one that's doing better. It's cheaper. We really got to scale this thing up. But if you're actually focusing on the numbers that matter, dollars in versus dollars out, revenue and profit, you would see here that this one is actually the better campaign. For every $100, we're earning $408 versus on this one, for every $100, we're earning $393. So it's not this massive difference. It's not like it's double the return on ad spend, but it's definitely pretty significant. That's about 15% more, and all with the fact that the marketing metrics are a lot worse. And you can probably hear my dog barking. But I kind of just wanted to get into this because, like I said, there's so many marketers, there's so many entrepreneurs that focus on the wrong numbers. The only numbers you should be focused on are how much money am I putting into this campaign? How much money am I earning back? That's it. That's what business owners care about at the end of the day, and that's what you should care about at the end of the day, because knowing those numbers is what's going to allow you to scale properly. So, very last campaign, the retargeting campaign, spent around 24,000, earned around 120,000 back, 4.85 for ROAS. So this one has the best ROAS out of all of these. And then there's a few others that, we're doing some testing with, but the spend is so much lower compared to these. So these three are really the ones that I'm going to be kind of breaking down. So let's start out with the top of the funnel, the new customer prospecting. If you go in here, there is a lot of ad sets. So the very first thing to understand, like I was talking about before, with this company, they didn't even have the Facebook pixel installed on their website. So we were coming in knowing that we would have to build up that pixel data from scratch. But the caveat of that was we knew that they did have a lot of previous customer data. I think this company's been around for like 2 or 3 years, something like that. So we were obviously able to create some custom audiences and create some lookalike audiences. The thing to understand here, which you can kind of start to understand from these names of these ad sets, is that the way Facebook lookalike audiences works, the way Facebook ads work is you essentially tell Facebook what kind of people you want to target. You have a lot of control over telling Facebook what kind of people you want to show your ads to. And if you're doing e-commerce, if you're doing anything where someone is able to buy something from you online, logically, you want to give Facebook the best quality data possible. And in e-commerce and anything where someone is buying something online, ideally, you want people that are buying a lot of things, or they're buying expensive things, or they're buying things from you multiple times. They're repeat customers. And this is why, a lot of these ad sets start with high AOV. That stands for high average order values. So what we did when we first got started with this company was we basically asked them for an export of all of their orders over like the past 3 years, send it to us in an Excel file so we can start doing some data mining on it. And in that Excel file, we were able to see how much each customer had spent in an individual order, and we could also see how much they had spent over the entire lifetime of the company. So you could see some people, they'd only ordered once, maybe they'd ordered one item, so their customer lifetime value was $20. But then some people, they'd been buying a ton of stuff. We found people that had spent like literally $2,000+ buying like $50 products, which is, absolutely amazing. So logically, like as a business owner, as a marketer, I want to show my ads to the people that are later going to be those people that spend thousands of dollars over this company's lifetime. I don't want the people that are just going to buy one item and then, completely forget about us. We want the people that are going to be worth a lot of money over time, because that's obviously how we're going to scale. That's how we're going to get the highest return on our ad spend. So what we did at Excel, we basically targeted down to the people that had spent, I think the way we did it, we had done spent at least $200 over an average order. And when we did that list, it came out to around like 1,500 people. The sweet spot that you want to be getting in there, you want to upload a list into Facebook of your buyers that's between ideally 1,000 and 4,000 people. It's okay if you're a little off from that, but in general, with Facebook data, quality is better than quantity. If you have people that are spending thousands of dollars versus, just people that are like buying like one item, you ideally want to segment down to the absolute best performing people. So From there, it really is just a matter of doing a lot of different testing. For a while, we were only targeting specific states that we thought would do well. We were testing different percentage lookalike audiences. You can see here. We were doing like repeat buyers. We were doing high average order value. If I sort by the most purchases, you can see here, this is the one that's still, actually running, January 8th, 2020. It's basically a high average order value of everyone that had purchased in the last 365 days. It's a 1% lookalike audience size, and it's not targeting to IG stories because we have a different ad set specific to Instagram stories. And you can see here it's spent around $7,000 over that year-long period and generated around $35,000. So that one specific audience, was responsible for around a 492% return. And even down here, right below it, this one, the same ad set, but it's only running to 3 specific states. That one had a 12.19 return on ad spend. Obviously, it didn't convert as much, but that return is insane. We basically spent $1,000 to make $16,000. That's a pretty good deal, I would say. So it really just is a matter of, being a proficient enough advertiser, being a proficient enough marketer to know the right things to test and to to know how to scale. I can make a completely different case study on just like targeting and scaling and all of those different things, but it'd be way too much to get into in this specific video. So I kind of just wanted this video to be like a structure, a mindset, a fundamentalist approach to Facebook ads rather than trying to dive into every little nitty-gritty detail. But definitely, if you have any comments, definitely leave them down below because I can definitely answer any of those. So this is the new customer prospecting ad set. And one question I get a lot is like, what kind of ads are you running? And just like the ad sets, we're doing so much testing on different creatives, on different pieces of copy. If I click into this best running ad set, I don't even know how many different ads that are in here. Will it tell me? Oh, it says 14 at the bottom. So yeah, we've done 14 ads only in that ad set. And we definitely, we filter a lot of them out. So if we have something that's not running well, we delete that. So I'd guess this number is probably close to like 20 or 30 for this specific ad set alone. So if we average, 20 ad sets or 20 ads per ad set, and there's 21 ad sets, that's like 400 different ads that we've done for only the top of the funnel, not even considering the other 2 campaigns. 400 different types of ads for this specific campaign. So that's just to give you an idea, like the level of testing of what a good marketer should be doing. That kind of gives you an idea. I'm not going to click into any of these campaigns or any of these ads, obviously, to keep this client's privacy. But we're doing a lot of different testing. We're doing videos, we're doing single images, we're doing carousels. We're doing these slideshow videos, which are basically just images that we upload into Facebook, and then it creates a slideshow of them. But if you look, most of the results are only coming from actually all of them are basically coming from only these 3. This one got the most. This one generated 191 purchases at a return of 4.682. So all of these were pretty solid returns. So I mainly just wanted to give you an idea of like the level of testing that you should be doing. I see some people, they'll set up one ad set, they'll set up one ad, and then they'll leave it running forever, and then it won't make any money, and they'll say like, oh, Facebook ads don't work. It's probably because you weren't doing this level of testing. So definitely something you need to keep in mind before you get started with Facebook ads. So that was the first campaign, the new customer prospecting. If we back out, we will go to, let's do the dynamic retargeting one. So the middle of the funnel, people that have interacted with the website or the brand in some way, but kind of just need that little extra push, Click in here. You can see here, we're doing the exact same level of testing. We have a ton of different ad sets, and most of them, there's really only 2 audiences we're targeting here. Abandoned cart, people that have added an item to their cart but then didn't purchase, or a viewed product. So people that viewed a specific product page and then didn't end up purchasing. The time frame that we've mainly been sticking to has been for the last 7 days for abandoned cart, and then the last 3 days for viewed product. You can see here we did a little bit of testing on some longer time frames, but we really found this one to be the most consistent. And if I sort by results, I guess. You can see here that this one we had scaled to $100 a day, spent around $4,800 on it, and it generated around $21,000. So that is a return of 4.49. So pretty solid. Same exact thing, you know, it really just comes down to a matter of like how much are you willing to test, how aggressive you want to be in your testing, and, you know, being able to look for these specific results, knowing that you want to be looking for that return on ad spend. I'm seeing some crazy numbers here. This is a 17.52, so $10,000 in revenue off of 593. That's a pretty sweet return, I would say. There's another one. 20.04, so $8,000 generated from $400. That's a pretty good investment as well, I would say. And the cool thing about Facebook ads, when you set them up in these sorts of campaigns, you can set your Facebook ads up so that it's showing the exact products that people looked at, or the exact products that they had left in their cart but didn't end up purchasing in the ad. The way you do that, Facebook has like a catalog feature. That's also a topic for a completely different video. But you can literally show people the exact product that they were looking at versus, you know, just a generic ad that they might have been looking at. And that really is going to increase results, because imagine if someone was like looking at that exact t-shirt or that exact pair of jeans, but they didn't end up buying it for whatever reason. Then they're scrolling on Instagram and then they see it. You know, they're going to think like, oh yeah, I remember that. I was looking at that. I was thinking of purchasing it. I guess I'll go do that now. You know, that's the power of retargeting ads when you do them correctly. And you can see here overall spent around 25,000, generated around 120,000, average return 4.85. So definitely a campaign that you should not be neglecting. You should be testing just as aggressively as any other, as these results show. So wrapping things up, the very bottom of the funnel, the area that basically delivered the most results. All of these revenue numbers are pretty similar, but this one definitely comes out on top. The loyalty campaign we spent around $42,000 on, generated $165,000, average return of 3.93. So if we go in here, we are doing a ton of testing as well. So the three areas of loyalty that we're doing in here are Facebook page engagement, Instagram engagement, and then previous customers. So all things that I mentioned before, you know, loyalty to the brand, people that are devoted followers, so to speak. And if we're sorting by the number of results, you can see here the best campaign was our previous customers in the last 180 days of that audience. If I scroll over here, you can see spent around $12,000, generated around $50,000, which is a return of 4.19. Followed up with that, you know, the Facebook page engagement, people have interacted with their Facebook fan page a decent amount, spent around $7,500, generated $32,000, 4.33. And then, you know, there's a decent amount, you know, there's a ton of different testing that we were doing in here. I mentioned before, you know, the retargeting ad set, when it came to creative, the way that one worked is we're basically creating ads showing people the exact items that they were looking at. The way that we're doing ads for this campaign, the loyalty campaign, we're using a lot of the same creatives and we're doing a lot of the same types of testing that we were doing for the top of the funnel. So we're using a lot of videos, a lot of carousels, a lot of single images, slideshow videos, basically doing a ton of different testing to see what's gonna work and what the audience is gonna respond to. But yeah, there's 15 ad sets in here overall over that last year. Did $42,000 in spend, generated $165,000 in revenue. So it's kind of I made this video to kind of give you an idea of like the mindset one that you should be approaching Facebook ads, paid advertising, and honestly like digital marketing in general for any sort of business. But then also the basic campaign structure that I take when I'm setting up a new client, and that we take, you know, when we're making sure that we can actually take them to scale. And like I said, you know, this was a brand new company. They didn't have the Facebook pixel. They hadn't done any sort of advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And honestly, like, they were kind of skeptical. They were like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to make any money on Facebook. I don't know if it's going to work. But I can tell you, you know, they're very happy that they got started with us. They spent a decent amount of money, $8,000 a month. But if you're earning $400,000 extra per year for that. I think everyone would want to have a machine where if you put $100 into it and you earned 422 back, you would put as many $100 bills into that machine as possible. So that's basically the mindset that they had going into it, and that's the reason that they've been able to scale and are going to continue to scale. So going forward, this is definitely an account that we could potentially do over 7 figures exclusively on Facebook. Not only just like for their company as a whole, but we can very easily get this number to over $1 million in 2020, and that's going to be one of our goals. I'm definitely going to, make a video on that as we start to scale up and start to get more results. But like I said, I wanted to make this video to kind of give you an idea of that mindset, the fundamentals of Facebook ads, and really the way you should be thinking about your marketing efforts. The dollars in, the dollars out. Are you actually getting your money's worth? So you know what things are working and where you need to be spending more of your time and money. So like I said, definitely let me know. I'm going to be sticking around for maybe like 10 minutes. I have a meeting in 10 minutes, so I'll be around for 10 more minutes. If you have any questions in the chat box, I'd be more than happy to answer those. And if you're watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, definitely leave a comment down below with anything that you might have questions about. Would be more than happy to help you out with that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one.